we're recording. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Hello, my dear friends, a new day, and we're only 2 steps away from the end of our course. So I hope that you're now on the right track and um, you're following your plan, and you're happy that you achieved most of what you have previously decided to do. Let's have a simple question before we can start. Now, who can answer this, please? I'm looking at the chat and I'm waiting to hear your voice. Hello, Miss Wala, how are you? When should we give our opinion in task 2?
When it's asked for, when we are requested to.
Yes, when they ask us to, then we can give our opinion. If they didn't ask, then we don't need to. Okay, so I hope that you successfully uploaded your tasks and you're ready now to start the new lesson. So let's go. Here I have an example. I would like you to read this and decide how many things should we cover in this question. How many items should we cover? Yes, Mrs. Shama.
3 items.
What are they, guys? Can you mention?
Yeah, of course.
What are
Benefits,
they?
benefits, drawbacks, and which outweighs the other.
Okay, so we're going to follow if the benefits are more than the drawbacks or it's vice versa. So here, if you look at the topic, it's general. It's a topic that we're going to compare between if the world has become a global village or not, and um, uh, if this thing affects the world trade and the world communication. So I'm giving you like 5 minutes. I'm giving you 5 minutes, and you're going to work in pairs. You talk together and you decide what are the benefits and what are the drawbacks concerning this one. So you have better take a screenshot or you take a picture for the slide. This is the topic. We need you to list some benefits and list some drawbacks. Maybe two for each is fine. Okay. So
on the group.
Now let's go into breakout rooms for 2. Where maybe one room will be 3 people because you're now 9, you're now 8. Okay, so who has just joined? Miss Sana or Miss Iman?
Yes, I'm here.
Welcome. Hello, welcome. So
Hi.
I would like you to know that this is our task now. You can read this topic and then you decide what are the benefits and what are the drawbacks of the topic. You're gonna work in pairs. I'm dividing you into 4 rooms now. Okay, I am sending you to room 3. Okay, so you're going to work together to decide what are the benefits and what are the drawbacks of this topic. And if you're going to have different ideas, feel free to work on your own. So if you're not, if you didn't agree with your partner, no need to worry. Just write your own points and it's fine. Okay, accept my invitation now. I'm going to pause the recording, so please, when we come back, just remind me. Thank you so much. Mrs. Maram, would you please explain everything to Mrs. Naima? Because she has just joined.
Okay, Mister. I will.
Thank you so much. Hello, Mrs. Dalia. How was the room? Do you have
Yeah,
ideas?
yeah, it was okay. This is the first time for me and Wala, her name. It
Yes,
was fruitful.
alhamdulillah. Always inshallah. So I guess that now people are joining. They are joining. Yes, 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 yes. Great. So I would like to listen to who would like to start? We can start with the room of Mrs. Dalia and Ms. Wala. Ms. Dalia, can you mention the benefits, and Ms. Wala can mention the drawbacks?
Okay. We wrote more benefits. Point number one, we wrote that it is a positive, يعني it gives positive connection between people. If we want to talk about social wise, economically, societies, it increased economic growth. Also, you can say that advertisements spread more quickly and easily with globalization. Also, societies improve by learning from each other. This
Great.
is the
Thank you so much. Ms. Wala, can you mention the drawbacks, please?
Yeah, okay, for drawbacks, maybe the bad news really travels fast and there is no privacy.
Great. MashaAllah. Thank you so much. For
No
another
privacy
room,
really.
we have Shaima, Dua. Hello.
Yes, and also Miss Sana joined us, but
Yes.
she had a noise in the background, so
Okay.
yes.
Tell me like one benefit, and Ms. Dua can tell me one drawback.
Okay, one benefit, trade will be more, or trade is more facilitated.
Okay, Ms. Dua, one drawback.
The religious customs or habits would be affected in a bad way.
Okay, Ms. Sana, would you like to participate?
Unfortunately, I'm outdoor. I'll reach home after like 10 minutes, so I'm so sorry.
It's fine. Thank you so much. Okay, we can ask Mrs. Maram and Mrs. Naima if they would like to take part in this discussion.
Yes, yes,
Go
Mr.
ahead.
I can tell you about the benefits.
Yes.
Yes, you can access to new culture or to new markets, maybe.
Great.
We have also lower costs for products.
Great. 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 Thank you so much.
Right.
Mrs. Naima, would you like to speak?
I don't know, but they mentioned everything we said. That's why I don't have anything else to say.
Okay.
Sorry for this.
Thank you. Mr. Abdullah?
Yeah, yes. I can say something like that. Globalization has made the world like a small village and enables the people to communicate easily. This is for the benefits. As for the drawbacks, it helps to spread many of the bad values and manners and customs.
Okay, thank you so much. MashaAllah, you mentioned many great things concerning the benefits or the drawbacks of the topic. Can you decide what type of question is this, guys? We have studied two different types last session. We studied, I know that some of you were not here last time, so I'm gonna remind you, or would you speak and remind me what the two types of questions that we studied last time?
we can say that it has compare and contrast idea, but also it has persuasive idea, we can say.
Yes, and we said that we have to what extent do you agree or disagree, and the other one was let me remember. I forgot. I forgot myself. It was the discussion question. Yes, discuss and give your own opinion. Okay. So now, what about this one? Is this the
Yeah, so
same
it's
like the two?
persuasive
Yes.
reasons, yes.
Is this the same like the two other types? Is this discuss and give your opinion, or is it to what extent do you agree or disagree? Did they ask us if we agree or disagree? Did they ask us for our opinion?
No,
No
No.
opinion is
they
asked.
didn't.
No.
So this is a new type. This is type number
the
3,
advantage and
which is,
disadvantage.
mashallah, which is mention the advantages and disadvantages topics for this. If we're going to look for the positive ideas or the pros or the merits of the topic that we have just mentioned, so economically, as you mentioned, it's becoming increasingly international because instead of selling one product in one country, you're going to send it or sell it to like 100 countries. Can you see how big the difference is? So this is one thing. And the other thing is that economy means free trade between countries. I guess that one of the rooms mentioned that economy will flourish and they will just have new markets for their products. We can also mention that this can strengthen political relationships because this may make some relationships between the countries. So this is also one big idea because if imagine that Egypt is trading with Japan and Egypt is selling many things to Japan, a lot of things to Japan. Aren't we going to protect this country from other countries? We're gonna care for their affairs, and we're going to know. And as you said, we're going to have more connections with them. Globalization, I guess that Mrs. Dalia's room mentioned this part. They can create opportunities for employment. Some of you live in Saudi, and you see that Saudi is full of different nationalities that work there. Even us, we're not Saudi and we work in Saudi. So these are the positive ideas, and it can encourage investment. And this is what the Arab countries are trying um, to give or offer great opportunities for investors from abroad, not from the own country. And it could reduce poverty in the developing world. So these are some of the positive points concerning the topic. For the negatives, it can offer employment, it can offer job opportunities, and it is a main reason for unemployment as well. It's so easy for an Egyptian to go and work in Saudi, and vice versa. And people will make use of the countries of the third world because they don't have experts in many fields. So this is one bad point concerning this. As you see now that, like, I guess that a great deal of business is being done in China. Do you know why, guys? Why do we have many factories in China that are producing like most of the world's products?
because they have
cheap
Yes,
labor.
yes, because of the low cost of labor and material. So instead of producing a product that may cost me like $10, I can do it like for five, for four. This is all what they ask for and aspire for. So we can also cause job losses, or some companies will take the or seize the chance to um, make full use of the developing countries' resources because they don't know what they have, and maybe some salaries will be low, and the work conditions will be not good for people. So um, and they say as well that global trade may cause pollution. So these are all the negative points concerning the topic. If they asked me to write um, an essay concerning the topic that we have just mentioned, so I can just start as an introduction, then I mention one paragraph for positives, one for negatives, and I can have my conclusion at the end. And I don't have to tell them my opinion because I don't need to. This is my second exercise, my friends. This is my second exercise. I would like you to, as well, to take a screenshot or take a picture. You're using the mixer, Mrs. Shana? You're drinking juice? Okay. So in the first activity or task, we were asked to mention um, the merits and the demerits of the topic. Today or now, we have a different task. We're not going to mention the good points and the bad points. We have a totally new idea. We're gonna ask for why these things happen, and how do they affect our life. And if you can give some possible solutions, it will be great. So have you finished? Have you taken a screenshot or have you taken a picture? Hello? I can't hear you. Yes? Okay, you hear me, but I can't hear you. Are you speaking? Yes, you're speaking, but I don't know why I can't. Yeah, no, I can't hear you. I don't know why. What happened? No. Yes? Yes? Okay. Okay, I'm gonna use my mobile. So I guess that you finished, as you can hear me, I guess that you finished taking a picture or taking a screenshot of the topic. I can divide you into rooms again. You're gonna mention the causes. Why did this happen? And what was the effect of this? And you can offer some solutions as well. So there are 3 tasks. I'm going to divide you into 3 persons, rooms for 3. Okay, rooms, every room will have 3 people. One will be responsible for the causes, and the other for the effects, and the third for the solutions. And everyone will be assigned like 2 minutes to think of what he can or she can write. Then you discuss the ideas together, and when you come, everyone will discuss his points. Okay.
Would you assign its roles?
Now I can hear you. Sorry, what did you say?
I mean, which group will be responsible for which part?
Every group will be responsible for everything. One will be responsible for the causes.
I mean, the people in the same group, yes. Okay, got it.
Okay. Now I have sent you the invitations.
Okay, so now we have come back. So let me ask who would like to mention the causes. We're not going to refer to one room. So all the people who are dealing with the causes, please feel free to speak.
Yeah, Mr. Hussein, yeah?
Yes, Mr. Abdullah?
Yes. I think one of the main reasons for this problem is that many children have harmful eating habits, such as eating a lot of junk foods and a lot of carbohydrates and fats.
Thank you so much.
Yes, this is the fatty food.
Yeah.
Yes.
As
yes,
we used to eat.
Yes. Any other ideas?
Ms. Dalia from our room.
Yes, we wrote
Mr.
that.
Ahmed, Mr. Ahmed, sorry, it was Mr. Ahmed, right?
Mr. Ahmed, yes, not me.
Yes.
Okay, I wrote eating fast food leads to obesity, and also staying at home without practicing any sport. Also, the busy life of a person, it leads to obesity.
MashaAllah. Okay. Anyone else?
No. The processed food that got many chemicals.
We can add that they spend more time in playing Xbox and these.
Yes.
Yeah.
Are your kids playing?
I try to control.
Okay. Okay. Now let's go for the effects part. Who's going to mention the effects? What are the results?
We wrote the effects, comparing with past generations, the generation will be more lazy, and it will affect also their intellectual abilities, because it affects intellectual also, and it threatens their future. if we want to talk about their ambition, their careers, future careers. So it will lead to more diseases and it will threaten the future. This is what we wrote.
Great, thank you so much. Who else?
Yeah, Mr. Hussein, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we can say something like that. It prevents children from being fat and may affect badly their health and make them catch serious disease.
Okay, great. What else?
Ms. Maram mentioned for a sociable problem, which is being shy from the. You're hearing me?
Yes.
Yes, yes, we can hear you.
Can you keep your silent?
Physical and psychological health, maybe, or.
Yes, great. The psychological point of view. Okay, thank you so much.
Impact on physical and psychological
like heart and article problems.
Great, great. Okay. Have you found any problems, any solutions, I'm sorry, for this problem?
Yeah.
Yes, we spoke
Can
about.
we hear some?
Yes, we introduced two solutions. First one is raising the awareness, addressing both parents and kids.
Yeah.
Number
Great.
two is encouraging sports and activities more and more in this society. That's it.
Great, thank you so much. Who else?
Yeah, Mr. Hussein.
Yes.
Yeah. Parents should shoulder their responsibilities for eating children habits and provide them with health food.
Okay, great. Any other ideas?
Yes, maybe banning sugar drink and practice sport for children sport.
Ms. Farah, I guess that I can hardly hear you. Would you please speak up?
Can you hear me well now? Hello?
Yes, I can hear, but it's not clear.
Sorry. Yes, now you can hear me, right?
Yes, great.
Yeah, okay. Maybe adapting a healthy lifestyle in banning sugar drink and practice sports.
Yes, great ideas. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Mashallah, so the 3 rooms have given like a full explanation to the problem. Let's see what do we have here. So here the causes: eating junk food, as you said, like hamburgers, chips, McDonald's, or drink sugary soft drinks and fizzy drinks. We lack of exercise, as Mr. Ahmed said, or the sitting lifestyle, or the physical activity that they are saying that they are playing games but they are not moving. So these are all the causes of the problem. If we mention another one is playing computer games, like what Mrs. Daria said, or chatting, or sitting in front of their screens most of the time rather than playing outside or doing sports. You know, I have forced my kids now to go down for at least an hour to play some sports, because my son is now sitting playing on his mobile. He's playing a football match online. Okay, so what about the effects? The effects now is that this problem caused them to become bigger, become fat, and they are overweight, and they are unhealthy, and they can't take their breath, and they can suffer from many diseases, as you know, like the ones listed here. Some other effects are that we're gonna have like more patients now in hospitals, and we expect to have more and more in the future. And I do agree with Mrs. Maram, who said that they become shy because they like they are sitting alone most of the time, and if they went to a family gathering or something, they miss their mobiles and they try to look for it everywhere, or they use it, they have it in their hands, they have the mobiles in their hands, and they just interact or play or talk to their friends as usual. Some of the solutions that you have already mentioned is that it's the responsibility of the parents, schools, and the governments to try to stop this, to limit this. I'm not going to, as Mrs. Dalia said, we'll have to control, to limit the number of hours they are using their mobiles. And we have to advise them and tell them about importance of healthy food, and we have to support them, we have to encourage them to try it, and on the other hand, we have to limit the junk food usage. I'm not going to give them the chance to eat junk food like 3 times a week or more. Now, what about the solutions, other solutions to restrict the time they spend on playing computer games and to encourage them to go and do some regular exercise? I can just ask them to go to the gym or offer them opportunities to be enrolled in football teams and so on. I'm just reminding you that task 2 is so simple. It's not that difficult because we have a pattern and we are trying to follow the instructions. Do not waste too much time in your introduction because the introduction is like 2 to 3 sentences. It will be enough. Then we have the main body paragraphs like 2, then the conclusion. In the main body paragraphs, we have to introduce the main idea. Then we have to support these ideas with explanation, example, as we mentioned from before. And if they ask you for your opinion, you can support it. Today, we didn't ask you for your opinion. Now it's time for your task. It's time to do your task now. So please make sure you take a picture or you take a screenshot of this topic. And this, you have to mention the advantages and the disadvantages that might people go for which. You're going to have 40 minutes. So you're going to leave the meeting, or you can just leave it on for 40 minutes. Then we come back after you finish to just discuss the ideas that you have come up with. Let's revise what we're doing. We have an introduction. Then you can mention the advantages of the topic. Then you mention the disadvantages. Then you write a conclusion. Make sure to count your words. No need to just go by counting the words. You can write your paragraph on a Word file, and at the bottom bar, you have the number of words written. So now let me check your understanding. Are you going to work in pairs or in a group?
Individually.
Yes, thank you so much. You're going to write this on your own. Are you going to have 30 minutes or 25 minutes?
40 minutes.
40. So it's 8:44. We're giving you 10 minutes to pray al-Isha.
Just to make sure, here we are not supposed to write our opinions, right?
No, we're not going to mention our opinion because they didn't ask us to. So
only advantages and disadvantages.
You have introduction, advantage or disadvantage, then the other side, then the conclusion. It's 8:45 here in Cairo, so you have 10 minutes to pray, and as a break, then you have 40 minutes. This makes 50 minutes. So we come back 9:35 Cairo or 10:35 Riyadh. Okay. See you after a while. Assalamu alaikum.
Okay.
So here we come back to the topic that we.
I'm about to ask this question, Mr. Hussein.
Yes, let me just read the topic again. We said that some suggest that young people should start some kind of job for a few years before they can join university after they finish their schools. We need to list some advantages and some disadvantages as well. And I'm asking now, can we mention our opinion here? Do we say, yes, I support that students can join some kind of work, or we don't need to do this?
As for me, I don't do this.
Okay, so as we mentioned before, that there is something called task response. Here, they didn't ask you to give your opinion. So if you gave your opinion, I guess that it's not going to be good for you. So if they didn't ask you for your opinion, please do not just give it. Let's
But in this
see.
case, yes, Mr. Hussein, yes.
Have a question?
Yeah, yes, a simple question. In this case, how to finish our essay?
We're gonna see this now. Here.
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay, now let's have a look at the sample answer to this topic and just compare it with your own one.
It's okay.
We said, what are we going to do to the topic, to the question? Hello?
Paraphrase it.
Paraphrase the
Yes,
question.
excellent, mashallah. We're gonna paraphrase the idea of the question. We're not going to copy the question words into the introduction. So let's see, what do we have here? Here we said that some suggest that young people should take a job for a few years between schools and university. And when we paraphrased it, it has just become more and more popular for students to work for a period of time rather than going straight to university. Is it the same idea or it's different?
Same idea, but we put some words instead of words.
Yes, excellent. That's the way we need it. And I refer to the type of question. I said there are some merits and it is also a risk and could lead to some problems. So I refer that I did not support any of the two sides. I said there are some good points, there are some points that we should consider because they make some problems. Yes.
Here, is it better to omit the word, but I feel that? Because here, I think that we are giving our opinion. It's better than not to mention I feel.
I didn't say that I support this. I said that it has some merits, and I feel that it is a risk as well. So, and it may lead to some problems. And let's see if he's going to support the idea or not. Okay? Yes.
We're just introducing about this and that, right?
Is there a problem in your voice or it's only me?
Yeah, we can't hear her well. I couldn't hear her well.
We couldn't hear you, Shaima. I don't know why. So if we look at the first paragraph, body paragraph, we say one of the clear disadvantages of getting a job is that here I'm listing the disadvantages first. And to remind you of the sequence of our body paragraph, we said we mention a topic idea. Then we say, we explain it, or we may give some examples, or we may say our own opinion. Okay, Mr. Sharma. So here they said, the idea is in green. You may find that you cannot get a university place at a later stage. So here, because we oppose the idea of going to do some kind of work, then you come back to study, is that you may not find the place at university. This is because there are a lot of competition for places, and the longer you wait, harder it may to get one. Here he's explaining the idea that he just said. Okay, let's go for another part. Another disadvantage, a new paragraph. Another disadvantage is that you can lose the habit of studying. That's a different one. And here he gave, for example, he's giving an example. School students are trained to use a range of study skills. If you just stop studying, you may lose those skills regularly. And it's easy to forget them. This could make university life much harder. So in the first part, he gave us a topic idea, then he explained it. In the second one, he gave us a new idea, and then he gave some examples. Now, on the other hand, you can say on one hand, on the other hand, to just talk about the two different ideas. There are several advantages to getting a job. The first is that you can become independent. This is one idea. And he gave examples. People who work on their own can afford their accommodation, they pay for their taxes, and so on. In addition, some of the money can be saved. Can be saved to use for university fees and so on. Another advantage is that working and giving you some time to think about life and It will guide you to study wherever you like. So he gave two advantages or two ideas in the same paragraph. Then finally, this is what Mr. Abdullah asked about. I think there are, here guys, I would like you to read and tell me which side did he stick to.
No side.
Yes, he did not.
The
He
same
did not
thing.
support.
Yeah,
He said that we have some good points and we have also some points that
Yeah.
and
This is like a summary. This is like a summary for everything mentioned
yes,
before.
Didn't take any part of
the
the
conclusion. It just repeats the introduction. And here he counted the words, and they are 277. How many words should we write?
not more 180. This is what I remember.
250. Yes, 250.
215, not 100.
Yes, Mr. Hussein. Yes.
Okay, that's another task. That is another task for the second paragraph or for the second type, which is cause, effect, and solutions.
Mr. Hussein?
Yes.
I have a question. What if I said, like in the conclusion in the last paragraph, like I strongly believe that whatever, this is what I have written. To sum up, it's good for young learners to gain experience by working for a few years before the university. However, I strongly believe that, so on. Do I clearly state my beliefs or just leave it open?
Now you chose one of the sides and you support it. And they didn't ask you to do this. So here, I guess that they are going to say that you didn't understand the task, which may cause you to lose some points.
Okay, so I didn't state my opinion at all in the last paragraph.
They didn't ask you, so thank you. Do not give it.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so that's another task. I would like you to take a picture or take a screenshot. Of course, we don't have time to do the second task as well, because it may take you 40 minutes to do it, but you can do it at home. You can do it on your own. You have the question here, take a screenshot, or I'm going to leave you the presentation. Then it is, the sample answer is already here, okay? Have you taken a screenshot?
Yeah.
A picture? Or anyway, it will be there anyway. We need just to discuss some ideas before we can go to the end of the session. Here, let's check the assessment criteria. Can you remember how do they assess our writing or our task 2 writing? Can you mention some of the points that we need to consider?
Language.
Yes.
Grammar.
Yes.
Commitment to the nature of the task.
Coherence also.
Yes. What comes with coherence?
Cohesion.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you so much. Should we care about grammar?
Punctuation.
Yes, mashallah, great. Let's see what do we have. The first 4 main criteria that we need to are, and which have yours, because if they asked you about your opinion and you didn't give your opinion, your score will be affected. If they didn't ask you about your opinion and you give your opinion, your score will be affected. If you failed to respond to one of the requirements of the task, your score will be affected. And as you said, the coherence and cohesion, which every criterion will be explained now. And have you used variety of vocabulary words? Is your grammar a good one or not? So let's see one by one. Can you have a look at this and tell me what do you understand?
This is the sheet where they put the score for each element.
Okay. Do you receive one like this?
No, this is for the examiner, and I guess there are 2 examiners who check the same assignment.
Why?
Because things can fall into the category of opinions, so they should be.
Okay, do you think that these two examiners are sitting next to each other and they say, what did you give him? I give him 7. What did you give him? I give him 8.
No, of course not.
No.
So your exam sheet, your answer sheet goes to one examiner. He just look at the 4 criteria that we have just listed, and he gives you the score that he sees after reading reading your answer or your essay like 4 times, and then he gives it to a third party, which takes this score, and the other your answer sheet goes to another person, and he does the same, and he gives it to the third party. Then they compare the score of the two. If they are like near, if they are close to each other, then it's fine. If there is a gap between this score and that score, they give it to a different person, and the one who's going too far will be dismissed or will be suspended from correcting the sheets. So there is no way to say that, oh, they just did not correct my essay correctly, or I guess that there is something wrong. I guess that there is nothing wrong. So let's talk about the TR, or the task response. Whether you're doing an academic exam or you're doing a general exam in task 2, we require that you should support your idea by evidence, and you should give examples. If you have an example of your own, it will be fine. If not, you just mention some examples, and make sure that you have not less than 250 words. Okay, before you leave this part, which is the task response, ask yourself these questions, or the examiner asks himself or herself these questions. Have you addressed all parts of the task? Because in some tasks you have more than one requirement. Have you presented a clear response? We asked you about your opinion. Did you state your opinion? Have you avoided overgeneralization? You said that all people hate football. Is this true? It's not true. Have you avoided repetitive conclusions? Did you use the same words? So these are the ideas or the questions that the examiner asks himself concerning the task response. And I guess that this is the easiest one, because it's so simple. You analyze the question and you answer everything. Now we go to the coherence and cohesion, and I hope that, inshallah, it will not be a problem for you. Why? Because concerning coherence, we need to make sure that the information is organized and it's clear, and there is a fluency in the message. You moved from one idea to the other. And concerning the cohesion, you're using some logical connectors. So we don't expect you to say that she is happy. However, she's sick, or I mean that you need to use good, and that you have to use the right connector in the sentences. So if the sentence is expressing opposition, you have to use however, but, or, whatever. Okay, and you need to have a relationship between the sentences that you use. For the coherence and cohesion as well, the examiner is asking himself or herself these questions. Is the information organized logically? There is a flow in the idea or the progression of your report. Have you used good linkers? Have you used them as well? You use too many of them, or you use too few of them? Now we go to using vocabulary words. You have to use that to use different standards, especially formal ones are varied, they are leveled. It's like you don't use the word kids. You're using accurate words, and use collocation. Collocation is extremely important. You need to use a phrase. You need to use the verb with a noun, and you need to change this. This is really important. Concerning the vocabulary words themselves, I don't think that it's a good idea to make some spelling mistakes, or you just misplace some words, or instead of using a noun, you use the verb. You have to take care to avoid these mistakes. Now, for the last point that you need to pay attention to is your grammar. So you need to use a different structured sentences. You're not gonna depend on only simple sentences or only compound sentences. You need to use a collection of them. Okay, and the examiner is asking himself these questions. Are your sentences varied? Do you have different structures? How many times you used compound sentences? Are there any mistakes, any grammatical mistakes, like subject-verb agreement? Is there misplaced comma, or we should have put here a period and you didn't use? So these are all the things that the examiner is referring to. This is a very important note, and I need you to just pay attention to it, as you may make a mistake. You may make some mistakes or a few mistakes. Then you're going to lose some score. But if you did not affect the meaning of the sentence, then you're not going to lose much. You're not going to lose much. This is what we just, if they ask you express causes, you're welcome to do so. You have 40 minutes as well, as you know, 250 words. Your words should be formal, but you don't need to write scientific terms and get into the depth of the topic itself if you have some extra information about that. Okay, here. These are all the things that we have referred to from before, and we told you that we have enough time to practice. I hope that last session, I hope that you practiced much. I left you like some model answer essays, and today I'll do the same. You have one file and I'm gonna add another file.
Are we going to have 2 tasks today?
You have to ask Noor, because some people have one and others have 2, and I know that you have 2. Yes, as Noor told.
Okay, I want to make sure
too.
just, yeah.
Okay, so and I'll remember to say something about this concerning task 2, in which you didn't submit the Lyon job. Yes.
I asked the question last time, and you said you will come to this point, which is, are we going to be given two topics to choose from, or is it only one in task 2?
Just one.
No, you have one. You have to respond.
Just one.
Okay. Let's remember how we can respond to the task. You have nearly 40 minutes. You spend 10 minutes planning, which is extremely important. And do not say that this is too much, because you need to plan your essay before you start it. You need to brainstorm your ideas. You need to get everything ready. So when you start writing, it goes smoothly. And then you need to have 5 minutes for the introduction. You need to have 10 minutes for each body paragraph. And the conclusion will be for 5 minutes. Then you have some time to just revise your work, or to check your work, to look for mistakes, to correct some ideas or whatever. And this is the design. You can do whatever you like, and we have explained this from before. Let's go. These are the different types of the questions. Today we studied question 3, which is what are the merits and demerits, advantages and disadvantages. And we said that we just shed the light on each one without giving our opinion. Then we said that number 4, which is what are the cause and effects, and you may be asked to give some solutions as well concerning the topic. And this is for the next time, inshallah. this is the task for today for everyone. This is the task for today for everyone. If Mrs. Noor will send you another task for some people. So here, I would like you to take the picture or take a screenshot for the task of today. This is the task for today for everyone. Please make sure you take a screenshot.
And we have to ask Mrs. Noor about where to upload
She
it.
will send you. It's I guess on the same.
Because I uploaded 2 and 3 with. I uploaded in different place. Because of this, I'm asking.
Okay, I refer back to Noor, inshallah. So
we have a question. May I ask it?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, I remembered before you told us that we have to write only 150 words. Now they are 250.
That was task 1.
That's 2.
Really?
This is task 2.
How to know that this is 1 and 2? Like task 1 has to be at 150 and task 2 250?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, because I missed the first part of the session.
It's fine. Okay. We last time we explained task 2. Today we explain task 2. Next time we explain task 2 because it has different types of questions. While task 1 is only one type, but different models. Okay, so thank you so much for attending this session. I would like you
Mr.
to.
Hussein?
We haven't finished yet, Mr. Abdullah. Yes, go ahead.
Yeah. From time to time, we have to repeat some words, especially the keywords. So how many times am I allowed to do this?
Let's say that we're talking about education. So you're going to repeat the word whenever you're using it. This is nothing wrong about that. But the repetition can be for some certain words that you have synonyms for, or like if you're talking about the name of the topic, you may not have. Okay. So could you please mention one idea that you remember from today's? I'm looking at the chat. If you would like to speak, you're
that we need to write 250 words in task.
Great, mashallah. Great. Okay, what else?
The criteria. Yeah, we talked about criteria for a perfect.
This is really great. If you just studied these criteria, you're going to just, inshallah, you're not going to lose, your score will be like 7 and above, inshallah.
So the way that the examiners write the marks, this was new.
How many ones do we have?
2, then they display it for a 3rd, and it might read for a 4th. It depends.
Yes. Okay, assessment criteria. Thank you so much, Ms. Wala. Okay, it was a good day. Thank you so much. I'm so sorry that we're about to finish our course. Inshallah, everything will be ready. I'm gonna upload the files. You will have the presentation, the PDF of the presentation. You will have some sample topics with answers. I would like you to work on the idea of having a formal writing. So we need to look for some words that are formal, and we need to stop using some words which are informal. We're gonna discuss this idea next time, inshallah, but I would like you to start preparing for it. Thank you so much, and good luck. See you next time, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you, Mr. Hussein.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
Assalamu alaikum.